Good morning guys, Josh here and welcome back to another video. Now it is Easter Sunday today. As of recording, it is Sunday 20th of April 2025. You won't be seeing this video until I think maybe the 10th of May. I'm here in Oxford again, still here, and it's another Running Every Stagecoach West bus route episode today. Of course, we're doing Oxfordshire. We're going to finish the Oxford City ones. So today we're doing the 8, the 10, the 14, the E1, the S5, the rest of the S7, and then that will be all the Oxford City ones done except the S4, but I will tick that one off when I do the Banbury routes because I'll have to get up to Banbury somehow. If you enjoy these episodes and you haven't seen the last couple, make sure to check it out. We are getting so close to the end now. I think I only have like 15-20 more. Now the first one I am doing is the 8 to Barton. Now the 8 is one of those routes just like the 1 by Stagecoach. It's Oxford Bus Co do one as well. So Oxford Bus Company do an 8 as well to Barton as well as Stagecoach. Now theirs leaves in a couple of minutes time. It's in the stand now at Westgate E2. However, that's not Stagecoach, so I am going to be getting the 10:50 Stagecoach West / Oxfordshire service 8. Now I was going to do it for the entire loop all the way round to Barton and back. However, that takes nearly an hour. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take it as far as Brookes University. Now this is quite nice to do because the bus is one of the ADLE 400 EVs. God, that pulled away quickly. That was very nice. It's one of the ADLE 400 EVs, so it should have, well, it will have the announcement, so I'll know when to press the bell. And then I have about a 10-minute turnaround. Now today I'm actually going to be following an itinerary because I want to get 8, 10, 14, E1, S5, S7 all done, all the city ones. So yeah, the 8 is done by both Oxford Bus Company and Stagecoach. So Oxford Bus Co and Stagecoach, they alternate the service. So it runs to about an every 7-minute frequency Monday to Saturday. Sundays it drops down to every 10 minutes effectively. So Oxford Bus Company's bus that just left would have been the 10:40. I'll be getting the 10:50 when it arrives, and it should be one of the SK74 plated ADL Enviro 400 EVs. So that's what we're doing. Like, comment and subscribe for more Running Every Stagecoach West bus route episode. And yes, I'm committed. I'm recording on Easter Sunday. We're on board. I do indeed have one of the lovely ADL Enviro 400 EVs. We're here at Westgate, stop E2, I think it is, and this is a Stagecoach West Service 8 for Barton. Now we're not going to get it all the way. We're going to get it as far as Brookes University bus stop, or at least 5. So yes, and then I'll get the one going back to come back here. Now we are away. The pull away on these buses is absolutely stupendously quick. Now we are going down the very highly pedestrianised Queen Street in Oxford. Now, well, let's just do the visual. On a Monday, on a Saturday, this road is impossible to get down. Well, the buses do it, but they have to go at like 1 mile an hour because it's hardly a road. Look at this. Like, there's no true paving down this end. Up there's slightly more going on in terms of, you know, this being the road. But people just walk wherever they like down this road. And because they're electric, you can't actually hear them if they're behind you. So, very nice. There will be Laters route at 10. Very nice to see they're also getting E400 EVs. Pull away on these is so quick. there's the 8, which is done by Oxford Bus Code. Further stop because I have 10 minutes, so I might as well go a bit further. The return one's a bit further down the road, but we are getting off at Headington School. Indeed.
Headington School. This is a service 8 to Barton via Headington Shops.
Thank you. So that was 800 something SK74BAO. There is actually a tube coming past me now. That of course stops quite frequently in the Oxford city centre, and then that will now go non-stop. Well, it will stop a few times. So we need to go the other side of the road a bit further down for the 8 in the reverse direction. Now, by doing this, it gets me back to the city centre about 20 minutes quicker, because I'm going to be on the service in front instead of remaining on board. Now, that one will be SK74BDO, I believe, and it is an ADL Enviro 400 EV as well. Another one with the Oxford, electro green and blue livery, of course. It was an order of, I think it's 15 or 20 electric E400 EVs for, of course, Oxford, what's it called? Horsepath Road Depot for Stagecoach West / the Oxfordshire variant. Because, of course, Stagecoach West in Oxfordshire also has a depot in Banbury and an outstation in Bicester, but it's only the... See, they're on red, aren't they? Yeah. It's only the Bicester depot that, sorry, not Bicester, Oxford depot, the Horsepath Road one, that has, what's it called? It has, payment, subsidies from the Oxfordshire County Council and, of course, Oxford City Council. Now, that was actually a 600 that went past me. Now, that is Red something Park and Ride to Thornhill Park and Ride, but it doesn't go via the town's the city centre. It goes via, I believe it goes via Blackbird Leys, I could be wrong, Cowley, etc. But apparently it comes up here, so it does go from Headington campus. I was going to do that one today, but I thought, because it doesn't go to the city centre, that I would need a bit more effort. However, it's good to know it does come down here. I'm guessing this is Cowley Road, I'm not sure though. So that's good, because it means I can get it from here. Anyway, the next thing I need to do is walk to the bus stop, because it would be great if I'm not actually at the bus stop when the bus comes. It's due at 11:10, but I think it's running a couple of minutes late. Oh, a Turismo's coming past me. LHR to Heathrow. Anyway, yes, we're going to get on SK74 BDO in about 5 minutes time, hopefully. Okay, so this is Headington School bus stop for buses towards city centre and Seacourt. So it's served by the 8 and N8, the 108, the 275, the 400 and N400, 600, 700, H2, X20 and 120 and X32. So my bus is actually the next bus, so I don't have the problem of what I had yesterday up at first turn, where loads were flying past and I had to pretend I wasn't waiting for any bus. Anyway, so Oxford Bus Company operate a 100 from here to Blackbird Leys via the university. Vacation timetable only, so Monday to Friday, pretty good, yeah. You get the 400 and N400 operating from here towards the city and railway station. You have the 700 towards Thornhill Park and Ride via the Gypsy Lane campus, Churchill Hospital, and Nuffield Orthopaedic Centre, and also Headington Shops. Then you have the X32 to GWP South via Oxford City Centre, so Queens Leighton, Aldgate, Redbridge Park and Ride, Milton Park, Didcot Parkway Railway Station, Orchard Centre, and then GWP. That's Oxford Bus Company, and then you have the 8, N8, 108 and 275. So the 8 and N8 are done by Oxford Bus Company and Stagecoach, obviously, and they go to the Oxford City Centre. And then the 108 does the same route. I don't know where the 108 comes from, and that's done by Red Rose. And then you've got the 275, which is done by Carousel. And then round here you have this. Your journey made easier with the Oxford Bus mobile app. Mobile tickets, live departures, multi-operator information, favourites, journey planner, timetables, contactless history, service up-to-date. Download the Oxford Bus app on the App Store or Google Play. Of course, the bus shelter does have next arrival, so it's the 8 to the city centre in 5 minutes, then a 400 to the railway station in 11 minutes, and then an 8 again in 12 minutes. Very nice.
The next stop is Glebe Street. Your safety Speedwell Street. This is a Service 8 to Oxford City Centre.
Thank you. Okay guys, so I decided to get off at Speedwell Street considering my next bus actually begins at Speedwell Street. The time is now currently 11:25. The S9 goes from here? The S9 to Wantage goes from here. Where does it start? It starts at Osney Island. Oh, this is old because it can't go through Botley Bridge. Where did it used to start? Must have used to start at St Aldgates. Anyway, we're at Speedwell Street. Now, I don't know what side my bus goes from. It must be on the other side, which is over here. I can't remember if it goes that way down Speedwell or up. Either way, the bus I was just on has actually pulled into a standing bay there. I don't know why. So I thought it went round to the... Oh, it must be a driver change. And then the other two are Oxford Bus Co buses. Well, let's have a look. I think the bus is 11:45. But I don't know where it goes from. Let's have a look. Okay, the bus does start at Speedwell Street S2 towards like St Aldgates and that. It leaves at 11:30. There's one at 11:33, which I didn't plan to get, obviously, because I was going to get off at Westgate and walk back, but because I forgot it came down here. So we'll just get the 11:33, and then we'll be ahead of schedule. I can't remember where I'm taking this. I think I'm only taking it not very far. We'll see, but I'm not sure. We're on. Now, this is one of those services that begins and ends at Speedwell Street for some reason. Instead of actually just starting around the corner at High Street or St Aldgates. Anyway, so there's a little side road that they do their turnaround on, and they sit in a stand opposite S2 bus stop. Anyway, this is the service 10 for the JR Hospital via Cowley. We do actually stop up at St Aldgates, but I thought let's go on at the start. So we're going to ride this as far as Shelley Road, and then do a turnaround. I'm on the service earlier than the one I was originally going to get, because I wasn't meant to get off at Speedwell Street. I was going to go all the way to Westgate. But that doesn't matter, because I went that extra stop to Headington School. It cancels it out anyway, but I am starving, so I'm going to crack open my crisps while we're on the ride, even though I ate my pain au chocolat on my bus down to Oxford, or up to Oxford, because I went from Swindon to Oxford. Anyway, enjoy the quick visual of this route once we go around the corner.
Magdalen Road East. This is a service tear to John Radcliffe Hospital via Tempest Square.
Cheers. So that was SK74 AZT. Just because of timing, I've got off a bit earlier. I haven't gone all the way to the timing point. I've instead gone to just, what's it called? I've gone to Moreland Road East, only on the basis of they both get to Cowley Road at the same time, because I've done it a bit earlier. And the one I was going to get on the return would be the one I was on anyway, so I had to get this return. But we are ahead of schedule, ahead of the itinerary. I won't remake it, I'll just do the routes in the same order, because it could give me a larger gap somewhere. I don't know. So you have to wait for the 10, going back the other way. Shouldn't be too long, considering it's up at Shelley Road in 2 minutes, and it's 2 minutes away from here, so about 4 minutes. So a Stagecoach 1 is due first in 1 minute, because they both go via Cowley Road. So the 1 and 5 go via Cowley Road, 5A, this, and then some other university-based services. Anyway, yeah, so it's the second bus due at the bus stop, so we'll just stand away from the bus stop and then get on there. Good news, the 10 has all EVs today. I'm sure I've seen it have an E400 MMC in the past, and even the Scania E400s, or is that Service 14, which also has EVs today, so a win is a win. I think it's another SK74, I don't know. Oh, it looks like they're right behind each other. Wait. I think that's a 1 coming now, but I can see a 10 in the distance. So there's going to be 2 buses at the same time. Brilliant. Okay, we are on board. This is SK74 BCU. The 10 actually came first. I thought it was a 1, then the 10. But no, it's SK74 BCU, another 400 EV. I am just sat on one of the fold-in chairs next to the wheelchair bay. It's fine though, it shouldn't be too long. And we'll get this all the way to Speedwell Street for our next one, which will be a 14, I think. Well, it is a 14, which hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to be another E400 EV, because there's less buses out on the road. And I think they have 25, I'm not sure. There's one going the other way, or 1 to Blackburn Blaze. But yeah, I am just going to get the 14 next, because I am ahead of schedule, because I wasn't meant to get the outward one till 12, get up here for like 12:14 or something like that, and get the return at 12:30. So I do think I've got I'm fairly ahead, but I'm not going to do the 14 earlier. I'm going to just take a longer break, so I'll probably grab some lunch or something. We'll see. Okay, the next route I'm doing is actually an S5 up to Summertown and back. So I'm just going to do it half an hour earlier, and then I'll have a half an hour longer bit before my bus back home. So it's at 12:15. I mean, it's a matter if I miss this. There's another one at 12:45. So I'll get off at High Street. Yeah, I'll get off at High Street because the S5 goes from Moreland Street. So yeah, High Street, I'll get off that. Okay, having a lovely walk down Cornmarket Street. I love just walking fast down this road. It's 12 o'clock now, so I am ahead of schedule by over 30 minutes. So I'm going to be hopping on the 12:15 S5 service for Bicester and Glory Farm. I'm not going to go all the way to Bicester, obviously. Haven't got time for that. I will take it as far as Summertown Shops, but I will wait for an S5 back. I won't do half of the route like I did on the S7. Now I have finished the S7 now earlier on today, so I will not need to finish that. Oh, I've just seen an old distance 400 MMC, probably Stagecoach East X5. Anyway, yeah, so we are walking to Moreland Street to pick up the 12:15 S5 service for Summertown Shops and back. So I'll probably just hop in the Tesco and grab my meal deal for after, because I only have one more route planned, no, two more routes planned after this, E1 and S. Not S, E1 and 14. I have looked, the 14 does get 400 EVs as well today. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but it gets 400 EVs today. It doesn't get the 74 plated, it gets the 24 plated. So, yes, we shall see how that goes. We are here at Moreland Street and my bus is over at the Standing Bays. It is a Scania N230 UD ADNE 400. It may have been one I was on yesterday, as it is an S3 branded one. We shall see when it arrives. Very surprisingly, actually, well, is it that surprising? Oxford is very busy today. I wasn't expecting it to be that busy, considering it's Easter Sunday. Quite a lot of things will be shut today. Pulling in now is an S3. Coming in very fast, it's OU61AUR. Unfortunately, that's not my bus, so I do have to wait a couple of minutes. It is the one over there, and I believe it's an OU62 plated, and we love a good OU62 plated. I mean, it doesn't have announcements, but I think I should be able to press the bell at Summertown. If not, it's not the end of the world if I go up the road too far, because I can press the bell basically anywhere up that road, because I think it's 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, because we cross over at, I believe it's Linton Road, and of course that's not even 5 stops yet, so I'll go to Summertown minimum, but I could go a bit further, either on purpose or by accident, I don't know. Okay, I am on the bus now. This is 15835 OU12FFZ. This is just your regular Scania Enviro 400, Stagecoach Gold. I think it's S3 branded, that's what I saw. You can get this around Summertown Shops, and then we'll get the S5 back. And I've picked up yet another booklet. This is for Ambrosden, Banbury, Barton, Bicester, Bicester Village, Brackley, Headington, Jowl Hospital, Kidlington, Middleton, Janey and Oxford, 26, 29, 500, H5 and S5. So, very good. I'll add that to my bag. Actually, what I got earlier on my 51 to Swindon, if I can find it in my bag. Hang on. I got this for my my 51 to Swindon, which I was very surprised I'd actually get without having to go to the travel shop, and it's literally all buses in Swindon. So add those to my timetable booklet pile. Very nice. We leave in about 4 minutes and then we're off. very much. (15835) OU12 FFZ. Okay, so I came to here. This is the Oxford Parkway Railway Station bus stop. I spoke about this in the last episode. It's probably easier if, say, you are travelling, say, you get a train to Oxford Parkway Railway Station, maybe from Bicester. I think you can, wherever, you know, get a train from wherever Oxford Parkway served by into Oxford Parkway, and you want to get a train back to, a bus, maybe home, say you live in the Oxford city centre, but you didn't want to change trains, whatever. The Oxford Parkway Railway Station bus stop's actually on this main road here, and it's not actually in the ground, so it's probably better to get off at Oxford Parkway Park and Ride, which is served by the 2 and 2A. Obviously, it is if you live in Kidlington, definitely. Anyway, I got off here at Oxford Parkway Railway Station bus stop, literally there, and I'm just gonna cross over. So, the entrance, by the way, is right next to the Parkway Railway Station, because obviously it doesn't go in the ground. This is, a train at the platform. I swear, every time I've been here, there's been a train at the platform, so this is only served by Chiltern. But yeah, Oxford Parkway Railway Station with the park and ride site as well. Anyway, is there a DMI? Yes, there is. Oh gosh, I'm falling over. It's on page 2, hang about. There's a 2A first, then my bus, so we will wait here. We're on board the next bus. This is OU6180, 15759 now. It's another Scania, entry 30, 400, stagecoach gold. So let's ride this back to town. And off goes my bus, 15759 OU61 Avo. Okay, I haven't got off at Moreland Street, I've got off at Keble Road on the basis of I'd have a 2-minute connection to go from Moreland Street East to, what do you call it, what's it called? I can't think of the top of my head. What's it fucking called? George Street, that's it. I'd have 2 minutes to do that, and we're late, I think. Oh no, we were early, so to be fair, I could have made that. Anyway, I didn't, so I've got off here instead, and I'm gonna get on just in the other direction to go back up to Lathbury RD East, Lathbury Road East. Well, if it's 5 stops, if it's not, I'm going to have an issue because it's only 3 minutes at Lathbury Road East to run across the road and go the other side. So if it's any less than that, I'm a bit screwed. So I'm hoping Lathbury Road East is in 5 stops. Because if it's not, I'd have to go to a timing point. Or 5 stops, we'll see. There's an S7 here at the moment, which I'm going to try and do because I've got an extra 30 minutes now. Okay, we're on board. It is 800.05, so it's the 5th ever one. Anyway, it's SK24XR there. Anyway, I've come to the back to see the prophecy of no middle seat, and there's no middle seat. It is an ADLE 400 EV. I can get this to Lathbury Road East. This is 3 minutes late. That's 3 minutes late. So my connection should still be 3 minutes. This is 14. They alternate between terminating at Risinghurst and terminating at JR Hospital.
Bevington Road.
And we're at Bevington Road.
This is a service 14 to Risinghurst via Marston Village and John Radcliffe Hospital.
It is. So, yes, I'm sat right at the back on the upper deck. A lovely, jubbly cheese on toast. That used to be my old saying back in the day. Anyway, let's ride this down to Lathbury Road
Next
East.
stop is
You know what? Unpopular opinion, I think the 24 plates are better than the 74 plates, even though of course they are older. So I just need to run the other side of the road. So that service turns right there. So it turns right, whereas all other buses carry on straight. So it's one of those that doesn't go to Summertown shops. Also, Lathbury Road East was exactly 5 stops from where I got on. But on the contrary, something better was, I've got to walk all the way up here just across. Something better, on the contrary, is Lathbury Road East is a timing point anyway. So it means that I could, if I wanted to, just, it didn't matter if it was only 2 stops or 5 stops, whatever. So yeah, that was 80005. So it was the 5th ever. Shit, the one coming the other way's come. Ah, fuck's sake. Brilliant. Well, he's early, so he might sit there because he's just checked his thing. So I could be in luck. No, he didn't stop, even though he's early by 3 minutes now. It doesn't matter because I've only done half of the S7, so I can do the S7 instead because that stops here, and then I'll just do the 14 on the opposite. There's no fucking times, there's fucking nothing here. Here, times, right. S7, it is 1305. 1305. 1326 is the next S7. Is the next 14 before that? 1334, okay. I'll just walk a little bit up the road then. So I've got until 26. There's an S5 due at 13:15. So I'll walk a little bit up this road then instead, and we'll get the 26 there. It'll probably be about 13:25 up the road. That's really annoying, he's 3 early and he hasn't stopped. Oh wait, no, he was due at 13:04, wasn't he? Yeah, we were 3 late, he was on time. If I could have crossed there, then I would have made it, because obviously I was walking up to come back down. I would have made it if there was a crossing or the road was a little bit quieter, which it wasn't. Everyone just went green in the path I was walking as it happened, but it doesn't matter. Well, it may matter because I don't know how long my change was. I believe my change was only 4 minutes. I was going to ride that all the way to the railway station, get on at the railway station, get off at the railway station, then get an E1. So it now means I'm back to being on what I was already doing, which is annoying, but it means that I have finished S7. Because obviously I was meant to have done all the routes in the Oxford area, and I'm still going to, because I do have time to do another 14. I've given myself, well, I had an hour and, 45 or whatever. So I was meant to be done at 13:44. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to get the next bus at that bus stop. It's just so I can stay on track. Whatever it is, Stagecoach. Because as long as it's Stagecoach, I'm getting it. Do not go green. Do not go green. Brilliant. Whatever it is, I'm getting it, because I can do a 14 later, but I need that hour and a half gap to be able to do it later, because it runs half hourly, so I can do it later. hope there's a bus in a couple of minutes. Okay, I can see it down the road. It's going to be a two-way from Kidlington and Oxford Parkway Park and Rad. So it is another ADL Enviro 400 EV. I was going to do a video where I review those SK74 plated E400 EVs, but I don't really think there's a point because obviously I've rode them loads and I've reviewed them in many of these videos. By the way, this is really annoying. I got off of that bus stop just there, and then other ones where I'm stood now. If I could have just crossed, I would have made it, but I couldn't because cars galore. Now it's really quiet, and I would have been able to do it. But then, there was loads of cars all over the gaff, and I missed it. But it's fine, because I could do it later, as long as I get back to town in time for that 150, which I don't think I'm going to, which is unfortunate for me. Sorry, 120 I was going to get. No, because I'm 30 minutes ahead. Never mind, it's coming now. Okay, so I've obviously missed my next bus, but it's fine because I've already done an E1 outward. So I could just technically do an E1 return, so I could just get anything that goes that way from Osney Island. So I'm just going to walk towards Osney Island and see when the next S9 is. If not, I have half an hour and then I'm back to square one because I don't want to lose this half an hour basically, because I need to do that 14 again. Well, I don't need to do it today, but I want to do it today. It's easier because I don't want to come back to Oxford next week, because next week I've prioritised 2 days for North Bristol Stagecoach West Road. I don't know how I'm getting there yet. I might have to do, because we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but that'll be episode 10, I think. So I wanted to do this in under 15 episodes, which obviously not last episode, episode 6, my last episode in Gloucestershire, I did obviously, unfortunately I could only pursue, how many was it? I think it was only like 2, I was only doing 2 an episode. This episode, last episode I did 3, this episode I'm going to do 4, 8, 10, 14, E1, yeah, 4, very nice. Okay, I didn't do an update in a while, so I'm going to do one now. I got that bus there from Osney Island, that was an S9, that was the 1326, which actually was late. I got there at 1328 and it pulled up right behind me and I thought that was brilliant. I got it to Elms Parade Shops, and this is what I was going to get anyway. The 1337 E1 into Osney Island. It was actually early. It was literally sat here. This is YX73 OZA to tick off the E1 and to be back on schedule, having not done the E1, the 14. But we can still do it later on because we've got this half an hour. So I'll just get anything up to Lethbury Road and then come back. Simple.
The next stop is Nims Industrial Estate.
Okay, that was YX73 OZA on the E1. See, I could get this back to Swindon and just ride around in Swindon to my bus home, or I could do some more bus spotting for the video coming out in a few days, and then do the 14, because last one I can get back 3:15. So let's do that. Let's make the most of our time in Oxford. I'm going to go do a bus up to where we were before, Lathbury Road, and then from there just get the 14 back. So there'll be one at 14:04. So if I can get there for 14:04, that'd be great. But yeah, that's what we're going to do next. I found my way into an actual 14 going up there. It may turn out that I have a half-hour wait because it's... We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This one is SK74 BBN. I'm not going to record it. It's already recorded the other one before. Alright. Let's go. What I've been able to do is get off here, St Margaret's Road East. And basically, what I'm going to do is... Funny thing is, I've actually got off at St Margaret's Road West before. Anyway, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick it up here because I got off at I got on earlier, so I can get off earlier. I've counted it as 5 stops here. And also, Lathbury Road East isn't the 5th stop, it would have been Linton Road, so I could have got off a stop earlier. Anyway, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to ride it all the way to the railway station like I was going to do an hour ago. Yes, it would have been an hour ago. And it's going to be the same bus and same driver. Can I remember the number plate? SK24XRF, I believe. So all it's done is been to Risinghurst and back. And the one I was on was SK74 BBN. However, it was only tracking as BCZ. I don't know why, but BCZ is on the 1 because that was also tracking on the 1 as a trip that began a minute later. So, I don't know. But the bus should be here. I think it's due at 14:08, I think. Let's have a look. 14:08. No, 14:06. I can see a bus, but I do think that's a 2. We'll see what it is. We'll get on it if it is the 14, but I don't think it is. I'm sure this is the same bus, but it's got a different driver. I don't know. My first time sitting at the back, and again, no middle seat at the back on the bus. I don't know why. I'm sure this is a different driver. Same bus, and it's on its return trip. I don't know. But yeah, we're on it now. Finally, I'm done with what I wanted to do earlier, so I could go home now. I'm not going to, but good stuff. I did it. He nearly flew past me because he was right behind that 2, and he nearly flew past me. But there was definitely a driver change. I don't know where though, because it's not like it goes past the depot. There must be driver changes at JR Hosp, maybe, because both the 10 and 14 go there. Not the 10. The 10 goes there, doesn't it? So maybe there's a driver change at JR Hospital. I don't know, because that was definitely a different driver than when I got on it an hour ago. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. I have done everything I wanted to do. Finally, the 8, the 10, the 14, the E1, the S5. So I've done S5, E1, 8, 10, 14. I've done 5 routes today. What a day. And Easter Sunday as well, so resting tomorrow, not doing any routes tomorrow. I am doing bus/train stuff, so I'm doing the Great Western Steam Railway, and they, Cheltenham Racecourse, Winchcombe, Toddington, not as far as that, so I may do a video, I might not. Thank you very much for watching, have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.